Praise God. I'm back. Boy, it's rough trying to get three, man. You got to really think on some stuff. But you try to give it away. But can you hear me yet, man? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? You can hear me? Don't respond. Don't say anything. Just you hear me. See, if you just nod your head, I can't see you. Just nod your head. I can't see you. But can you hear me? I ain't showed you nothing, but can you hear me? See? What can you imagine about what I say? Not what you see. It's what you hear, not the words, what you feel in your spirit and your soul. Can you hear me? See? Look, I'm going to tell you something. I have a difficult job, man. You know, a job that I don't want to do. An assignment that I didn't choose. They'll pick. It's to let the spirit flow, you know. And like I said, a lot of y'all be confused. It ain't for everybody. A lot of y'all probably try to figure out what I'm saying when I'm saying. A lot of people will listen and they'll be saying, man, I didn't know that. I thought it was this and I thought it was that. Exactly. So, and if you are one of the ones that's saying that, that proves my point why I'm doing the videos, the ones that I'm doing. The very reason why. See, so you should understand because you saying, if you say, and some of y'all even saying that I'm not telling the truth. You because you've been so convinced and brainwashed for so many years to believe a certain thing. So now you're hearing something different. Like, man, what if he tell? Just question, ask yourself, what if he telling the truth? Because I can promise you, not one thing I said out of my mouth is a lie. See, I told y'all, man. Long as you continue to lie, I'm gonna continue to tell the truth. You don't say anything, I don't say anything at all. But when you lie about it, man. See. So listen. Always remember, man, you need at least 3 or 4 people who you can confide in and that you can trust, you know, to be in your corner. See, in my case, I'll be talking about the opposite sex. I'll be talking about females. You know, how you establish that foundation and that base, man. You know, to trust people, man, you got to really, really be, man. You know, and when you trust somebody, you don't tell nobody who that person is. Once they identify identify themselves as to who they are, you don't tell them, you keep that to yourself. You say why? Because if you tell other people, they'll use that same metric, you know, creating a character, pretending to be they're somebody that they're not to measure up to that person or either compete with that person, and that's not their genuine character. Listen, man, I'm gonna tell you something. People don't even understand when they're not genuine. They think if they move their mouth and say I'm real, that means they real. No, that's not how this go, man. You know what I mean. If it's people that you can trust, man, you do things for some people. Some people do things for you. You see what I'm saying? And it don't be in abundance, like I told you. It don't be, industry. It don't be all of that, man. It just be simple little things, man. Everybody needs somebody that they can have, who they can call in a time of an emergency. Somebody who they can call to go pick this up or go take the keys over here, go do this or go do that you can confide in, man. And if they can't do it personally, they'll make sure they get somebody that can take care of it. But you know that they're going to take care of it because they know that that's what their job is to do. You need 3 or 4 people like that, man. Those people sometimes confused, but they laid back. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of them being molded into being that character. And they don't know the things that they did to get in that position in the first place. For me to even tolerate them, they had to do certain things. And they think that, see, a lot of times when people do things, when you don't respond instantly, they take it like, that they've been used or you used or whatever, but that's not what it is, man. It's just things just take time. A process takes time. You didn't already show a side of you. Just keep being that person. Just be still and just sit still. Good people don't use you, man. See, if you see a person and first you come up to believe that this is a good person, this is a genuine person, then that person is not out to use you. That's just somebody you don't understand right now. So understand that. See, let's do this again. When somebody is genuinely good and you looking at them as being that way, don't say that they're bad because they don't do what you want them to do. Just say you don't understand them. But if you know in your heart and your mind that that's a good person, there are good things to come. You see what I'm saying? See, through that process, trust me, you're going to learn a whole lot more, not about that person, but you're going to learn a lot about yourself. And you're going to learn about what to say, what not to say, what to do, what not to do. See, that's how you build. And see, when you build and when you get to a certain part in your life, because that's a part of a recondition. See, the light gonna shine down in your mind, man. You're gonna be free from a lot of things. You gonna be saying, man, exactly. But see, you fight so hard against it. You fight so hard against the recondition because you're so used to this is the way it be. And so you so used to this is the way it be, this is what got you confused. This is what got you unhappy. This is what keep you hyper and tensed. But see, this is what you conditioned to do. But that's not to judge you. It's to tell you once again, when you run into something good, first you recognize and acknowledge that it's good. That's the first thing. Forget about what's being said back and forth. Forget all that. Is this person a good person or is it a bad person? If it's a bad person, then you know you got to eliminate that person. Let's ask you, what did this person do bad for you to say that this is a bad person? We're not just saying it's bad because the person won't do what you want them to do, because the person won't comply, or of course because the person won't cooperate with you. Why are you saying this is a bad person? Let's say this first. Come on. Okay, so if we can't establish that this is a bad person, then we're going to say it's a good person. So why do you say it's a good person? Right? Okay, so if you understand that this is a good person, that means this is a good person, but it's a lot of things you just don't understand. You go through the process, you will understand, because you're going to see what you've been molded and reconditioned to do. And that's going to be, it's going to free you from a lot of different dramas and a lot of different things and a lot of different people. Don't worry about the other people, man. You know, other people got positions too. See, once you learn what your position is, you don't worry about anything or anybody else. It has nothing to do with you. See, when you holding your part, you got to understand how much danger you in from against the world, man. The dark powers and hidden treasures of the world. You understand? Once you understand, man, how serious this thing is, because the older you get, like I say, man, you become more subtle and more laid back, man. You can't move around like you used to. You know, your bones be hurting. I know mine. My arms, my legs, my shoulders, man. You know, I be bike riding, I still be in pain. I'm old, man. But like I say, you get laid back sometime, man. Don't try to always figure out everything. Once again, everybody need 2, 3, 4 people who they can really, really trust. And you never tell other people who those people are, as long as you know who they are. And mind you, they know who you are because they know what you do for them. See, it's between you and them. They know you ain't trying to beat them. They know you ain't trying to scam them. They know you ain't took nothing from them. They know you could have. And they know you could have did a whole lot of things. But instead of you doing a whole lot of things against them, you did a whole lot of things for them. And that's something that people don't understand. Because they always thinking about you scamming, you this and that, and it's always 3 or 4 people who know the truth somewhere. Well, he didn't scam me. He showed looked out for me. He showed, but you ain't supposed to say nothing. Say why? Because I told him. Don't say nothing. Don't say anything, man. Just be who you are. See, because I'm gonna know who you are. I ain't finna tell you who that person is, and I ain't finna tell you who that person is, and I ain't finna tell you. I'm just know who you are. See, that's what makes me feel comfortable. And for the ones who I dealt with, man, that I no longer deal with for whatever reason, I still acknowledge you, you know, in mind, man, that, you know, for whatever reason things went bad, because the damage probably was overwhelming, or because, you know, maybe some of y'all had faith in other things, man. You know, like I say, them young people, them nieces and granddaughters and sisters and cousins or whatever, man. And that happens too, but I haven't forgotten you. You know, you just got to say the right thing. Sometimes, man, you got to put yourself, all that stuff aside, man, and, you know, you got to grow up and step out on the limb and do something that only a big person can do. If you accept the fact that you made a mistake, or that your thinking was all screwed up and everything is wrong, you pick up the phone, man, or text message and say something. Let's go to dinner. Let's go to a picnic or something. Sometimes you got to do that. See, you can't make the mistake and do what's wrong and then expect the other person to resolve it, you know, because why would that person have to resolve something you messed up? See, if that person messed it up, then that person would have to resolve it. Because I'm sure if you play everything back in your head, you see where everything went wrong, because you had time to think. But like I say, sometimes y'all be so wrapped up into things, y'all think that you got things in the palm of your hand. Ain't nothing gonna happen to make this thing walk away. Sometimes you don't realize until a year later that this thing is really gone. Right, but what do you expect? But see, you didn't have time to think about it as long as it was there, but you got time to think about it now. Because now when you think about it in your head, a lot of it didn't even make sense. None of the stuff you did make sense. See, but like I say, no deed comes unpunished. Okay, no good deed. You see what I'm saying? So when you do good, man, good follows, man. Don't think people forget you when you a good person. Like I said, a lot of times, man, a lot of y'all be confused, you be misinformed, and you do things according to the norm. You indoctrinated into some stuff. And a lot of y'all ain't been on a lot of y'all ain't been on a circuit in a while, so you figure this is the new millennium, this is how I go. No, man. No. And like I say, sometimes that's what you gotta do. But anyway, that's on you. And that's and like I say, man, things are rambling through my head. I remember I'm talking to one person I hadn't talked to. Like I told you, man, sometimes when you don't talk to people in a while, just be happy to talk to them because you go through your phone. Sometimes don't y'all when you go through your contacts or your messages and you see, oh damn, I want let me call. I ain't talked to in a while. When you do that sometimes. And then when you call a person, you just be ready to shoot the breeze because you don't talk to them no more for another 7, 8 months or 9 months because that's the relationship they have established with you. Once they didn't want to roll in your direction, but when you talk to them, man, Jack, they be saying violent kind of stuff indirectly. It ain't just that it's the tone. Like, and you be thinking like, huh? Where they come from? See. Once again, man, when people make things up in their head about the game, man, they figure that you supposed to comply with anything that goes on, man, and you supposed to flow with anything that they do, and they be waiting for you to call or come by and all kind of stuff, man, and you just thinking that, the last time you talked, you never said any of that. You just figured that, man, you going your way, I'm going mine. That's what we said. This ain't no game. If I said it, that's what it is. You said it. So I'm thinking that's what you meant. Once again, man, like I say, and I'm not saying this person was a good person. I'm not saying it's a bad person, but it was nothing. It was nothing at all. It wasn't nothing. It could have been. It was up to her. But it wasn't. But just be aware. Like I say, man, this is what this is all about, man. Always get you 3 or 4 people who you can trust. And, you establish that trust through transactions and different things, man. You ain't got to talk to them every day. You ain't got to have them in your pocket. It's just somebody that you know. Somebody that you know that you can trust. You give to them, they give to you. And that's between you and that person. Hey, man, I'm going to come to you with the Bible. I'm going to come to you with the Bible, but I got my 3 in, baby. I got my 3 in. It's all about God. Always. Heard the TV saying something about disaster in the world, and it made me wonder where I'm going. There's so much darkness in the world, but I see beauty left in you, girl. And what you give me lets me know that I'll be alright. 'Cause if your love was all I had in this life, well, that would be enough until the end of time. So rest your weary heart